friends, thank you so much for your kindness, support for this YouTube channel. In here, I will upload about chess for kids, health tips, travel experience, cooking, and devotional life. Today, we will discuss about how to play chess in an easy way for kids. First thing is, we need to know the importance of the chessboard. Second, the name of the chess pieces. And third is how the chess pieces move and capture. Here is the chessboard. There are 64 in all here. 32 for black or green and 32 for white. There are 3 important squares that you need to know here. First is what we call the vertical lines. Vertical lines, or we call this one as files. A files, B files, C file, D files, E files, F, G, and H. We call this one as files or vertical lines. Horizontal line, like this, or rank. First rank, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. In here, there is also what we call diagonal line. Here, okay, like this, straight diagonal lines. There are 8 letters here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And there are 8 numbers also here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 8 times 8 equals 64. 32 for black squares and 32 for white. The chessboard, there are 6 pieces that you need to master how they move and how they capture. There are only 6 pieces that you need to learn. First is the pawn. Second, the knight. Third, the bishop, the rook, the queen, and the king. The pawn, the knight, the bishop, the rook, the pawn, the knight, the bishop, the rook, the pawn, the knight, the bishop, the rook. We need the queen and the king. Pawn is 1 point. Knight, 3 points. Bishop, 3 points. Rook, 5 points. Queen, 9 points. King, 0. But for me, the king is an important piece. It's just like a gold. The king is a gold for me, because once you lose the king, you lose the game. So in here, we need to learn one by one about the chess pieces. This is the pawn. The white pawn start in number 2, but the black pawn start in number 7. Pawn move forward 2 steps or 1 step in the first move only. After you move already your pawn like this, then move your pawn 1 step, 1 step, 1 step, and 1 step. And if the pawn reach here, we call this one as pawn promotion. And your pawn could change into a queen, you could change into a queen, you could change into a rook, knight, or bishop, but not the king. So, pawn promotion. So, it depends upon you if you change into queen, rook, knight, or bishop. You need to think which piece do you like to change this pawn promotion. Pawn could capture, look like B shape. Pawn move forward, capture B shape, use it wisely to promote the pawn, Yes, pawn move forward, but capture like B shape. Diagonal line, right or left. Pawn cannot move diagonal without capturing. You cannot move your pawn like this without capture a piece. You can only move a pawn like this if you capture for a piece. Pawn cannot capture sideways. Pawn cannot capture backward. And pawn cannot capture forward. Pawn capture bishop, diagonal line like this. Okay? That's very easy. Okay? This is the power of the pawn. Now, we will go for the knight. The knight is a special piece that it could jump over to another piece. The knight can move in an L-shaped pattern. L-shaped pattern. 2 step forward, 1 to the side, 2 step backward, 1 to the side, 2 step to the right, up and down, 2 step to the left, up and down. Knights can move 2 step in any direction and 1 step to the side. If you move your knight 2 step forward, you need to move your knight right or left. If you move your knight 2 step backward, right or left. If you move your knight to the right side or to the left side, up and down. And the knight could capture the way it moves. This knight is in a black square. So, if you move your knight, 1, 2, turn. 1, 2, turn. If you move your knight to the right side, 1, 2 step, 2, up or down. If you move your knight 2 step, 1, 2, up or down. The easy way for you to remember is the knight can move in opposite color. If your knight is black, you need to put your knight into a white place. If your knight is in a white place, you need to put the knight in a black place. But it is an L-shaped pattern. L-shaped like this, L-shaped, L-shaped, L-shaped. Okay? L-shaped pattern. And the knight could capture the way it moves. So, the knight can move in an L-shaped pattern. So, we will go for the bishop. Bishop is the easy way to learn because the bishop can only move in its own color but diagonal line. So it's very easy. Bishop move only in a straight diagonal line. If the bishop is in a black, then you need to move only in a black straight diagonal line. Forward, backward. And the bishop could capture the way it moves. There is a song like this. Bishop moves diagonal line, diagonal line. It could capture the way it moves. Bishop moves forward, backward, diagonal line. Yes, bishop can only move in a straight diagonal line. Bishop cannot move in an L shape. Bishop cannot move straight line like this. And bishop cannot move up and down. Bishop can only move in a straight diagonal line. That's very easy. And bishop could capture the way it moves, forward or backward. We will go next is the rook. Here is the rook. The rook can move up, down, right, and left. It's just like a cross. Very easy. Up, down, right, and left. And it could capture the way it moves. The rook can move up and down. The rooks can move up and down. The rooks can move to the right, to the left. The rooks can move up and down. Yes, it's easy. Rooks can move up and down, right and left, and it could capture the way it moves. How about the queen? The queen can move like a rook and like a bishop. So the queen can move the three important lines that we discussed a while ago. The horizontal line, the vertical lines, and the diagonal line. Only the queen could move these three important lines. So the queen can move like a rook and like a bishop, and it could capture the way it moves. The queen can move like a rook and a bishop. The queen can move like a rook and a bishop. The queen can move forward, backward. The queen can move like a rook and a bishop, like a rook and a bishop. The queen can move like a rook and a bishop. And the queen could capture the way it moves, forward, backward. Only the pawn that cannot capture backward. All the chess pieces, the knight, the bishop, the rook, the queen, and the king, they can move forward and backward, and they could capture forward and backward. But the pawn could move forward but capture the diagonal line forward like this, diagonal line. But it could not capture backward. So, very easy. How about the king? King can move one step in any direction. One step forward, one step side, one step back, one step diagonal line. So it's easy. The king can move one step in any directions, and it could capture the way it moves. That's easy. Okay? So this is how the chess pieces move and capture. Remember always the song. If you don't know the movement of the chess pieces, just remember the song. Okay? The pawn can move forward, capture bishop. Knight can move L shape. Bishop can move diagonal line. The rook can move up, down, right, and left. And the queen can move like a rook and like a bishop. And the king can move one step in any directions. So, if you know already how the chess pieces move and capture, then you could play chess. Okay? It's easy. Okay? That's the very easy way how to learn chess. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed for this lesson that we learned today. We will discuss more next time about the strategy in the opening. So, we will discuss that one. Okay? What is the opening principle? See you next time. Bye bye.